What is up everyone, this is Michael Witzemann and today I'm going to give you a brief introduction to the Torquesoul. Now, I originally meant to do this on an Instagram live because I think it's just a very quick introduction to this trick. If you're familiar with the basics, you probably know what this trick is, what it should look like. So I figured it might just fit live format, but didn't work due to poor connections and also my Instagram limit. So I am just redoing it as a regular video. I'm just gonna go through the basics before we get to the actual spot. I already put on my skates. I got the USD Sway, it's my pro model still, modded it with white sole plates. Did a V cut on the back just to try, and skating black prime bulletproof liners, Icon AG60 frame and 57mm wheels flat. For me, ideal setup still. Skated this for a couple of months now and gonna continue skating this. So we're gonna get into what is this trick, what should it look like, what do you have to look out for, then we're gonna head to the spot. So the Torquesoul itself basically is just a mixture of a regular sole and a front torque, which is where this very creative name gets its like root. And combined, it should look something like this. And as you see, it gives me plenty of opportunity to like go pretty low, right? That's also because my knees are in pretty good shape still. I'm very proud of that. But even if your knees are not in the best shape, this trick is still doable. And I'm gonna show you with a couple of tricks how you can get this in the bag. So one thing, I'm gonna start from a very common mistake. One very common mistake is that people don't turn their front foot enough. So when you do a sole, you don't fully 90 degrees turn that front foot, but you slightly point it forward. And on the Torquesoul, you definitely don't want to do that. You want to have your 2 feet 90 degrees to each other and pretty much touch, like they should touch, but that's that one I would say is more subjectively a thing if the trick is done correctly or not. What is important after all is that you get your boot down. Your front foot should touch on the backside plate. The backside plate should touch the rail or ledge, whatever you're skating. And to ensure that, you should have back and front foot 90 degrees to each other. And then with that stance, you want to make sure your knees both go over the spot. So when I'm turning like this, I'm gonna try to get my knees over. That way you see my hips are going like straight down. I'm not going back like this, and I'm not going fully to the front because that's not possible, but I am going straight down. So now that when you do this is a very exaggerated movement as I'm doing it right here. But when I'm doing this, I ensure that I'm staying like fully centered on the spot, which allows me to balance this trick out and to get like maximum steeze for myself out of this. Like I'm doing it the best way I can do it. And the lower you get, the more safely the more frequently you get that boot down. And again, you want to get that boot down. Thing is, we're gonna have to rely on certain standards. If you're not getting the boot down, it's not a Torquesoul, it's merely an attempt. So try to get that boot down. I know it can be frustrating at times, and just getting that boot down at first can be pretty tricky, but once you get it down, it's gonna look better, and also it's gonna be just way more rewarding to get all this effort into like this properly done trick. So familiarize with yourself with the posture on the ground. Whatever you do with your hands, that's up to you. That is not an objectively true or false thing, but what is an objectively true or false thing about this trick is that you have to get it boot down. I'm sorry for repeating myself. It's very important. All right, let's go to the spot. That's the spot for today. I love skating this ledge. Slides pretty nicely, has a nice edge to lean over. And important thing to start, again, wax and prep your spot properly. So wax at least like this far onto the ledge. You want, whenever you're standing with that torque foot over, you want at least the middle wheel to be touching waxed parts if the wheel is touching the spot. And ideally you want to wax up until this point, that if your front wheel should be touching the spot, it's touching a wax spot. Just ensuring that you slide no matter what, because if you can always count on the spot sliding well, you can also catch yourself better in case you don't get the trick exactly right. Getting stuck is way worse. So I already prepped this, and because it's super hot, it's actually sliding really well. All right, I'm just gonna do some warm-up tricks. As you can see, you can lean over just right. Feels really good. Should always wear short pants for showcasing stance on tricks. That felt good. All right, and that is literally all the warm-up tricks I need for this. All the warm-up tricks you need for this. Just because it's groove tricks, I did a Royale just to get a hang of the spot, and Soul and Farf, just both ways to get a hang of how those tricks feel right now. So now I'm just gonna combine them. Now, as extremely simplified as it might sound right now, this is literally everything you need to do about this trick. It's just, if you got Farfignugan, you don't even need to get the one-footed torque. You just need Farfignugan and Soul, and you combine those two, and you get the Torquesoul, which essentially makes it a really nice introduction trick to something like some of the tricks that I personally find bit easier than your regular introduction tricks, and it gets like a bit more personalized style on those kind of tricks. And just remember to get equal weight on both your feet. So both the front foot and the back foot should have the weight evenly distributed. In that case, you can also ensure that both of those tricks are just exactly in that position where you want them to be. You see me mimicking the stance with my hands all the time. But yeah, that's basically all. Just warm up properly, wax your spot properly, try to warm up your knees and ankles, because it's kind of like working in that area specifically. Make sure that your feet are 90 degrees and have fun trying it. And also just try to be real and honest with yourself, because once you get that actual boot down, you're gonna notice it. It's gonna feel amazing. And just as a bonus tip, try to record your progress and just see where you're going. I'm gonna give you a couple of more examples of a Torquesoul, and I hope you had fun with this one. Keep skating.